Hey, so as you can see by the title, today I'm going to be talking about dealing with unaccepting family members. These are kind of broad answers, so these could apply to anybody on the LGBTQ spectrum. First of all, it is worth noting that I personally haven't been through this myself. I am very much aware that I am very fortunate in the fact that I do have very supportive family members. Nobody has an issue with me being trans, and everybody just sees me as me. So unfortunately I can't be talking from a personal experience, fortunately for me, but unfortunately for the purposes of this video. So I'm just going to be giving a few general bits of advice that I can give without much context or detail in terms of your personal situation. First of all, if you're out to or can come out to somebody who will be supportive and accepting, my advice is just to try and spend as much time around those people as possible. So say you live at home with your parents and they're not supportive. Either if you're trans, they use the wrong name, wrong pronouns, and just don't respect you as a trans person, you know, in your own identity. Or if you're gay, lesbian, bi, any sort of sexuality and they don't agree with it, and they sort of make you miserable and you feel like you can't really be yourself. It would be nice if you could just get out of the house for a few hours and go and see some people that you know are supportive and accepting, who respect you, your pronouns, your name, how you identify, just to lift yourself up, affirm you a little bit, validate you, and just so it's a safe space where you feel like you can actually talk about things and be yourself and you don't have to sort of pretend or feel uncomfortable while you're there. I know for some people this makes a big difference because it's just a little bit away, and it makes the time at home a little bit easier to deal with because you know if it gets too much you've got somewhere to go, even if it's for a little bit, maybe for a night, if you can stop there and just get away and be in a supportive, nice place to be. Also, if it comes from just general not understanding or just not being supportive, I would strongly recommend, if it's possible for you, again I don't know your exact situation, but if it is possible, to sit down with them and talk one-to-one, just explain to them how you feel and what's going off, whether it's you're trans, you're gay, what that means, and also talk to them about how they act or the things that they say and how that affects you. And just be completely upfront and honest, because that's the best thing. Sometimes people don't realise just how much the way that they act and the way that they refer to things and that sort of thing can affect you. And letting them know that sometimes just makes them think a little bit and go, actually, it's not worth me making them feel like complete crap just because I don't quite understand something, and they might just start at least making a little bit more of an effort. A lot of times being completely upfront and honest to people, obviously in a respectful way, we don't want arguments and that sort of thing, so that's not going to help anything. Hearing people out, giving them a bit of time to adjust just helps a lot. Sometimes things just do take time, and even the most unaccepting people can turn out to be the best people in the end. And if things are completely lost, they aren't supportive, they're not going to be supportive, they're very stuck in their ways, and it becomes a situation where it's not going to change and it's not going to be good for you at all. Sometimes it can be good, as much as it sounds kind of bad, working towards whenever you can get out of that situation and be in a safe space where you just feel comfortable and where you can be yourself. Obviously, depending on your age and your situation with money, finances, if you've got a job or anything like that, it might be different. So if you do already have a job, I would suggest trying to save some money up, whether that's putting so much aside a week, a month, whatever. Maybe doing some other things, trying to sell some stuff, or whatever ways to try and draw up a little bit of extra money to help towards that. And basically just making sure you've got enough savings to get yourself out of there, find yourself a place, and to cover yourself for a little while you're settling in, and making sure that'll just work out and you can just go and that's it, you don't have to go back. And if you are younger, you don't have a job yet, you can get a job, at least in most places as far as I know, at 16 years old. So I'd say maybe just try and find something as soon as you can. At 16 you're not likely to have a lot of expenses. You know, if you were fine without the money that you got from a job, you'll be fine without it still. You can always keep a little bit and treat yourself, get yourself some nice stuff, you've earned the money anyway, but just try and put a load to savings, especially if you're younger, because it's going to be time that you're not going to miss the money and you can save it up and get yourself out of there. Also, in finding yourself a job, you'll be out of the house for longer, you'll be earning your own money, which gives you a little bit more freedom, and obviously you can start saving money for whenever you're able to move out of the house and get yourself into a better situation. And lastly, this is just general advice all the time, and that's just to stay safe. If any sort of confrontation is likely to put you into emotionally or physically abusive, dangerous situation, your safety should come first. Always. If you think that confronting somebody about something, like I said before, trying to get them to understand things, and you think that's going to put you in a dangerous situation, don't do it. It sucks to have to stay in that situation, but like I said, you can work towards getting yourself out of there and focusing on that. Things aren't going to get better by explaining things if it's going to turn into a dangerous situation for yourself. So yeah. Safety first. Alright, so that's basically all the tips I have. Sorry if this was quite short and quite general. In one way it's kind of good that it's general because it can be sort of spread across the whole of the LGBTQ community, and it's not specific to trans men like most of my videos are. But also, obviously, if you have a certain situation, I can't comment on your exact situation. I do speak to people quite regularly on my social media and that sort of thing when they ask me advice, and these are the general tips that I kind of give them. So I thought I'd just put all this in one video, and then if somebody asks, I can link in this video, and that way it's also accessible for people who haven't DM'd me and talked to me one-to-one. If you do want to talk a little bit more in depth about your situation, as always, I've got to say I'm not an expert. I can't tell you what to do, nor will I, but I can give you a little bit of advice that I think might help, but ultimately I don't know your situation. Even if you explain to me in depth, I'm not there. I can only do so much, so I'm sorry if I can't help out completely, but I'll try and at least be there for emotional support and just to sort of take your mind off things for a little bit. And that's all I can do, really. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, or you found it helpful at all, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe down below to see more from me. I upload a new video every single Monday, and hit that bell button to be notified when I upload a new video. If you want to, you can also follow my social media. It'll be on the screen now. It's all Jay's Journey FTM. Like I say, if you want any advice, or you just want to chat, anything really, feel free to DM me on any of those things. Follow me, because I post more on there than I do on here. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Come on with Journey, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.